Welcome to the Losses American Today channel. We're going to portray the famous people who died September 2024. Frankie Beverly, the soul and R&B legend who founded the funk band Maze, has died at 77. His family announced the news in a September 11th Instagram post, writing, "He lived his life with pure soul, as one would say, and for us, no one did it better." Born a Philadelphia native on December 6, 1946, Beverly initially founded the band in his hometown, under the name Raw Soul in 1970, but after relocating to San Francisco and connecting with Marvin Gaye, who recommended a name change, the band began to go by Maze. Together, they released 9 gold albums from the late 1970s to early 1990s, including hits like Joy and Pain, We Are One, Can't Get Over You, and Golden Time of Day. Their 1981 single Before I Let Go quickly became their most famous track and was years later covered by Beyoncé for her 2019 film and live album, Homecoming. Before I Let Go really did turn out to be something more than I even imagined, Beverly told Essence in 2020. "I got blessed with that." Earlier this year, Beverly and Maze played a 6-city farewell tour in their signature all-white outfits. In March, Beverly was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award at the NAACP Image Awards. Peter Renaday, who originated the role of Master Splinter in the 1987 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TV series, died on September 8 at 89. His agent confirmed to EW. News of his death led to meaningful tributes from fans, friends and former co-stars, including the voice of Michelangelo, Townsend Coleman, Leonardo Cam Clark, and April O'Neil Renee Jacobs. Born in Louisiana in 1935, Renaday would accrue over 200 credits across his voice acting career. One of his earliest gigs was voicing Grapple in 1985's The Transformers. Just 2 years later, he would land the role of Hamato Yoshi as the Splinter, the wise rat sensei who acts as a mentor and father figure to the show's titular Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Renaday played Splinter across the show's 10-season run from 1987 to 1996 and later reprised the role for the non-musical spoken parts of the live-action concert event, TMNT, coming out of their shells in 1990. He voiced hundreds of other characters across TV and film, with credits including Darkwing Duck, Alvin and the Chipmunks, Animaniacs, Gargoyles, Superman, the animated series, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Batman, The Brave and the Bold, and Ben 10, Ultimate Alien. James Earl Jones, a titan of stage and screen, whose unmistakable baritone provided the voice to such iconic characters as Darth Vader and Mufasa, died on Monday, September 9th, 93. The actor, who famously struggled with a childhood stutter that put him through several mute years, established himself as one of the most admired American actors of all time, earning acclaim with a prolific, versatile career that spans 60 years from his 1958 Broadway debut to his most recent performance in 2021's Coming to America. His over 80 film credits include roles as a B-52 bombardier in Stanley Kubrick's 1964 satire Dr. Strangelove, a reclusive author, untormented Red Sox fan in Field of Dreams, a blind former baseball star in The Sandlot, and the fearsome villain of Conan the Barbarian. While his roles in the Star Wars saga and The Lion King have secured him a permanent place in the pop culture pantheon, he also earned 2 Tony Awards for 1969's The Great White Hope and 1987's Fences, the Pulitzer Prize-winning drama from August Wilson. Jones was also awarded a Lifetime Achievement Tony Award in 2017, with 2 Emmys, a 1977 Grammy, and his 2011 honorary Oscar. Jones is one of a handful of actors to achieve an EGOT. James Darren, a singer, director, and actor known for playing a dreamboat surfer in Gidget and 4 roles on TV shows such as TJ, Hooker, and The Time Tunnel, died September 2nd in Los Angeles. He was 88. Born in Philadelphia, Darren first signed a long-term contract with Columbia in July 1956, but it wasn't until 1959 that he starred in what would become his first big hit. In Gidget, he starred alongside Sandra Dee and Cliff Robertson, and played the dreamy surfer Moondoggie. He also sang the film's title track, which, much like the film, was a hit with teen girls. The song's success led to him recording a series of pop hits for Colpix Records, the most notable of which was Goodbye Cruel World, which peaked at No. 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1961. Darren would go on to reprise the role of Moondoggie in sequels Gidget Goes Hawaii in 1961 and Gidget Goes to Rome in '63. He starred in a number of films in the 60s before transitioning more to television work in his later years. His first notable role was as Dr. Tony Newman in 30 episodes of adventure series The Time Tunnel, but perhaps his best-known TV work was as Officer Jim Corrigan opposite Heather Locklear in T.J. Hooker. In later years, he played Vic Fontaine in Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, and Tony Marlin in Melrose Place. Darren was not just a singer and actor, however. His talents also included directing for series such as Hunter, Silk Stockings, Melrose Place, Werewolf, The A-Team, and Beverly Hills 90,210. Darren is survived by his wife, Evie Norland, sons Jim Morritt, Christian Darren, and Tony Darren, and 5 grandchildren. He was also the godfather of A.J. Lambert, Nancy Sinatra's daughter. Eric Gilliland, a television writer and producer known for his work on Roseanne, died September 1st at 62. An Illinois native, Gilliland booked his first big TV gig as a writer on Who's the Boss?, the hit sitcom starring Tony Danza, Judith Light, and Alyssa Milano. He then worked on the coming-of-age comedy The Wonder Years before serving as a writer and producer on Roseanne from 1992 to 1996. His work on Roseanne earned him a WGA Award nomination for the 1992 episode The Dark Ages, and he later served as a consulting producer for the first 2 episodes of the spin-off The Connors. Gilliland's other credits included Welcome to New York, That 70s Show, Downwardly Mobile, My Boys, Mr. Sunshine, That's Life, and The Who Was a Show.
Sid Vicious, a pro wrestler and former WWE and WCW champ, also known by the monikers Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid, and Sid Justice, among others, died August 26 at 63. In all, Vicious was a 6-time world champion, counting among his wins 2 WWF championships, 2 WCW World Heavyweight Championships, and 2 titles with USWA Unified World Heavyweight Championship. He also had other accolades, including the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship title.
Phil Donahue, the legendary daytime talk show host, died August 18 at 88. Renowned as the king of daytime talk, Donahue was a TV trailblazer due to his influential work on his issue-oriented program, The Phil Donahue Show, from 1967 to 1996. Unlike other talk shows of the era, Donahue's eponymous show focused on one guest or topic at a time for its entire hour, while inviting the audience to ask questions. For his debut episode, Donahue hosted atheist activist Madalyn Murray O'Hair, who had worked to throw prayer out of public schools, a controversial choice that made for revolutionary TV. From there, Donahue didn't shy away from sensationalist or sensitive issues, often tackling those that other daytime TV shows wouldn't dare to touch, including incest, abortion, and homosexuality. Across his 29-year tenure, Donahue interviewed feminists, Ku Klux Klan members, heads of state, politicians, porn stars, and more. The show attracted a largely female audience and was held in high esteem for highlighting women's issues. While chatting with Oprah for O magazine in 2002, Donahue said, "The show became a place where women discussed issues that didn't naturally come up, and certainly not in mixed company. Much of what we talked about on the air is what women had been talking about in ladies' rooms." He earned 9 Daytime Emmys and 21 nominations, as well as a Primetime Emmy for his special Donahue and Kids. Donahue also received a Peabody Award in 1981.
Ángel Salazar, an actor and comedian best known for playing sidekick to Al Pacino in Scarface, died August 11th. He was 68. After Scarface, the Cuban-American star would go on to play alongside Tom Hanks in the 1988 comedy Punchline, before once more working with both Pacino and director Brian De Palma for the 1993 crime film Carlito's Way. Other film roles included Sylvester, Where the Buffalo Roam, A Stranger is Watching, The Wildlife, and more. On the television side, he appeared on the shows On Our Own, the new Dollar Treat series, Jersey Mafia Chronicles, and In Living Color. In addition to his talents as an actor, Salazar was also an accomplished comedian, appearing in the 2006 documentary Latin Legends of Comedy, among other comedy specials.
Rachael Lillis, the actress who lent her vocal talents to a wide variety of characters in anime series, movies, and video games, including to Pokemon's Misty and Jessie, died August 10th after a battle with cancer. She was 46. Lillis also provided the calls, grunts, and various noises of the popular Pokemon Vulpix, Venonat, Goldeen, and Jigglypuff. In addition to Pokemon the series, she also voiced Jigglypuff in the 2019 film Detective Pikachu and 5 games in the Super Smash Bros. Video game franchise. Other credits to Lillis' name included Your Lie in April, Berserk, Gakudo, Sonic X, Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn. Animated series such as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Winx Club, and video games like Valkyrie Profile, Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures, and Lego Jurassic World. In the early 2000s, she also worked as a scriptwriter on Boogie Pop Phantom and KO Beast.
John Aprea, who portrayed a young Salvatore Tessio, The Godfather Part 2, and the father of John Stamos, Jesse Katsopoulos in Full House, died on August 5th. He was 83. Born to Italian immigrants in Englewood, NJ. In 1941, Aprea made his film debut as Killer in the 1968 action pic, Bullet, which also starred Steve McQueen. He would next appear in The Grasshopper and The Dark Side of Tomorrow, and around the same time, auditioned for the role of Michael Corleone in Francis Ford Coppola's The Godfather. The role went to Al Pacino, who played the part in the 1972 film and its sequels, but Aprea eventually joined the critically acclaimed trilogy for The Godfather Part 2 as a younger version of Tessio, the mobster originally portrayed by Vigoda. Aprea considered the highly regarded film, which won 6 Oscars and became the first sequel to win Best Picture, a monumental role for him. He went on to lead the short-lived NBC sitcom, The Montefuscos, and had dual roles in Another World. Aprea also appeared in Falcon Crest, The Sopranos, Days of Our Lives, the telenovela American Heiress, and the acclaimed NBC miniseries The Gangster Chronicles. On the big screen, Aprea found further success in films including Caged Heat, The Manchurian Candidate, The Stepford Wives, David Fincher's The Game, and more.
Maurice Williams, the frontman of the doo-wop group The Zodiacs and singer-songwriter behind their 1960 hit song Stay, died on August 6 at 86, born April 26, 1938. In Lancaster, SC, Williams began performing in church at the age of 6 and formed his first group, The Royal Charms, during his high school years. That group went through several names and reformed before becoming Maurice Williams and the Zodiacs. They achieved their first hit in 1957 with Little Darlin', but it was their 1960 track Stay that cemented them in music history. The song topped the Billboard Hot 100, becoming the shortest song to ever do so at just 1 minute and 32 seconds. It later featured in the 1987 classic Dirty Dancing, starring Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey, and was frequently covered by such artists as the Hollies and the Four Seasons, Jackson Browne, Bruce Springsteen, and Tom Petty. Following their massive success with Stay, the group also enjoyed success with their 1961 hit May I, and they continued touring and recorded music through 2000. Williams is survived by his wife, Emily.
Alain Delon, the smoldering French leading man of the 1960s and 70s, known for such hits as René Clément's Purple Noon and Jean-Pierre Melville's Les Samurai, has died at 88. His family told French news agency AFP. Born on November 8, 1935, in Sceaux, France, Dellin earned a vocational degree as a teenager, worked in a butcher shop, and served in the French Navy before landing his first feature in the 1957 revenge thriller Send a Woman When the Devil Fails at 22. He worked steadily from there, with 1960's Purple Noon, an adaptation of Patricia Highsmith's The Talented Mr. Ripley, marking his breakthrough. The film was a critically acclaimed box office success, with some reviewers dubbing Dellin the new James Dean. His additional credits include Legacies, Histoire Extraordinaires, La Piscine, Borsellino, Nouvelle Vague, The Yellow Rolls-Royce, Once a Thief, Texas Across the River, and Lost Command. He was controversially awarded an honorary Palme d'Or in Cannes in 2019, despite a petition that protested his racism, homophobia, and misogyny, amassing more than 25,000 signatures. At the event, he bid farewell to his cinematic career, saying, "It's a bit of a posthumous tribute, but from my lifetime. I am going to leave, but I won't leave without thanking you." Dellin is survived by his son, Anthony, from his marriage to actress Natalie Barthélemy, and by children, Elaine Fabian and Anushka, from his relationship with Rosalie Van Bremen.
WWE wrestler Afa Anoa'i, who competed with his late brother, Sika Anoa'i, as the tag team Wild Samoans in the 70s and 80s, died August 16 at 81. His daughter Vale announced the news on social media, just 2 months after Sika's death. "Today, all of our lives are irreparably changed," she wrote. "I love you so much, Dad, more than any words could ever express. Your strength was absolutely superhuman. You fought all the way to the end, and the end was peaceful." She noted that he had suffered 2 heart attacks in January, among other health issues, and had been in hospice care. In his wrestling days, Anoa'i was a force. He and his brother won the World Tag Team Championship 3 times and were inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2007. Later, Anoa'i contributed to the WWE by managing his son and nephew, then by training future wrestlers. The WWE lamented his loss, remembering his tag team as one of the most feared in WWE history. Among his survivors is wrestler Roman Reigns, Sika's son.
Jack Russell, a founding member of the hair rock band Great White, who rose to fame in the 80s with their biggest hit, Once Bitten Twice Shy, died August 15th. He was 63. The frontman's family announced his death on social media, a month after Russell shared that he had been diagnosed with Lewy body dementia and multiple system atrophy. Though band members parted ways in 2001, Russell continued to perform under the name Jack Russell's Great White, prompting a legal battle. This iteration of the group was moments into a performance at the Station nightclub in West Warwick, RI, in 2003, when their pyrotechnics sparked a fire. When it was over, 100 people had died, including guitarist Ty Longley, and 230 people had been injured. While Russell was not charged in the deaths, the band paid victims $1 million. At the same time, he announced the news about his health. Russell had said he was retiring from touring. "Words cannot express my gratitude for the many years of memories, love, and support," he wrote. "Thank you for letting me live my dreams."
Kevin Sullivan, the wrestling icon who performed as the Taskmaster and worked extensively behind the scenes for WWE, died at August 9th at age 74. A cause of death was not immediately released. However, Sullivan was involved in a devastating accident in Florida on May 12th, and he was diagnosed with sepsis and encephalitis after undergoing emergency surgery. As a wrestler with WWE, Sullivan teamed with Cactus Jack to win a tag team title before he formed the Three Faces of Fear with Avalanche and the Butcher to feud with Hulk Hogan, Sting, and Randy Savage. After that, Sullivan became the Taskmaster and formed the Dungeon of Doom, who faced off against Hogan's Hulkamaniacs during War Games and feuded with the Four Horsemen. At the end of his wrestling career, he feuded extensively with Chris Benoit, ultimately losing a retirement match to him in 1997. Sullivan spent the rest of his career as a booker and made occasional appearances for independent promotions. His podcast Taskmaster Talks has run since 2020.
Mitzi McCall, the comedian and actress, who famously shared the Ed Sullivan Show stage with the Beatles and indelibly played a dry cleaner's wife with boundary issues on Seinfeld, died August 8th at 93. McCall formed a comedy duo with her husband, Charlie Brill, who appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show on the night that the Fab Four first performed on an American stage. Her best remembered acting role came in the 1994 Seinfeld episode The Secretary, wherein Jerry Seinfeld accosts her character, a dry cleaner's wife, for wearing his mother's fur coat. In addition to recurring roles on Silk Stockings, All Right Already, and Life Goes On, McCall appeared in episodes of shows like The Twilight Zone, The Tonight Show, Scooby-Doo, Roseanne, Ellen, Becca, Chuck, Hannah Montana, and The Sweet Life of Zoc and Cody.